All right. Hey, we are
Hi.
live. How are you doing today, Lindy?
Yeah, good morning. Look, we've actually, it was blue this morning. It's gone all cloudy again, but it's going to be a hot 31 today. So it's going to be a nice warm day. So finally
Good,
get some sunshine. So,
good.
mm,
Well, I know this is going to be a really exciting week for you because you've got visitors from America. And
yeah.
and then so Carrie and Adam are there in Australia, and Bella's there, and how many other people from the United States are there? Is it just those? As I'm assuming Max is with Bella.
Max is with Bella. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who else is there? I think Dr. Chafee will be there. I think
Mhm.
Bart Kay is going to be there. Um,
Now,
yeah,
does Bart Kay live in Australia or New Zealand
He's
or
New Zealand. So
New
he's come
Zealand?
over from New
Okay.
Zealand. Yeah, Dave Max come over from Japan, so he'll be there
Yeah.
as well. Gosh, who else? There's a lot of names I'm not familiar with as well. So it'll be
Yeah,
interesting
and
to
Chafee
hear
lives
more
in
about them.
Australia, so even though he's American, I don't really count him as coming over from across the ocean.
Oh, he's still a celebrity though, obviously.
Yeah,
Like you see Dr. Chafee, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. It's
yeah,
always nice to see all these big names and
yeah,
yeah, get
definitely. I
nervous
think it's
about it.
amazing that Dave Mack is there from Tokyo. That's
Yeah.
yeah, like,
And
that's
do you believe he used to live around the corner from me?
mm,
I didn't know him obviously back then
wow,
in those
yeah,
days, but he literally lived like 2 minutes away from where I'm living now.
wow.
And when we connected on the interview that he did with me, he's like, "Oh, yeah." We were, like,
You
reminiscing about all the
yeah,
areas and
like, you knew street names and local, hot
yeah,
spots and all that.
that's right.
That's cool. That's cool. That's the same thing that happened with me and Doctor Baker because he lives about maybe 10 minutes away from me. And
Right.
when we got a chance to hang out in Texas, yeah, it's like it was kind of cool. It's like, okay, hometown people.
Yeah.
Had to fly to had to fly to Texas to meet my neighbor.
Small world, isn't it, when things like that
Yeah.
happen? It's like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same thing with Bella and Max because they live about maybe 20 minutes away from me. And yeah, I met
Wow.
them for the first time in Texas. And so that was kind of fun. But cool. Well, I know that you've got your interview coming up, and so I want to make sure that you're like hanging in there. You're doing okay because I know you're much shyer than I am.
Yeah, for the Healing Humanity documentary. Yeah, Kerry and
Mhm.
Adam will be coming over to film me here in my house, and got a few little plans. I don't wanna talk too much about what we
No,
have planned because it's all a surprise, I
it's a
guess.
surprise. Exactly. We don't want to go
Yeah,
into all the details, but yeah, I know it's going
yeah.
to be amazing. The two of them have an amazing ability to create incredible footage between Carrie
Mm,
with his heart and his interview skills and his just ability to draw inspiration from whoever he's talking to, and then Adam's amazing videography skills and photography skills. It's just yeah, incredible. I can't wait to finally have the finished product.
yeah. And it's confronting as well because I don't really think a lot about my past. Like, I still think I'm the same person that I was, 3 years ago when I started Carnivore. So mentally, I haven't really caught up with everything. But we
Sure.
were talking about the things we're going to film, and it kind of brings it all to the front. And then I'm like, geez, this person is so inspiring, just listening to all
Mhm.
these things that are happening. And then to try and think that is actually me that I'm talking about. Like,
Right.
the stuff that we're gonna film, like, it's very personal,
Yeah.
and it makes me cry, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this interview without bawling my
It's
eyes out.
okay to cry. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
and
okay to cry. Look at Bill. Look at Bill Knott as an example.
yeah,
Here he is, a grown man in his 50s, mid-50s, and he is wears his emotions on his sleeve, and people
mm,
love that about him,
yeah,
because it's
and
just
there's been a
real.
lot of that this week because it's all very emotional, just
Yeah,
thinking about when they come over and all the things we're gonna be talking about, and, um,
yeah,
yeah, it's just I've been thinking a lot about what's going on,
yeah.
so,
Well, I hope
yeah,
it'll be a really positive experience, and
mm,
it's very healthy to verbalize, the things that have been inside. It's very
Mm.
cathartic to do that.
And it's always been easier for me to just push it aside, brush it aside, and
Yeah,
not talk about things. I've always been sort of that person in hiding. I don't like to show too much emotion and whatever, but
yeah,
I struggle to do that now. I just like break down and just reflect a lot more. And I
yeah,
think it's good to do that. I need to learn from that. I need to draw on that and start to love myself and not pushing myself down and
yeah,
yeah, putting my thoughts and stuff to the background and not dealing with things. So it's this is all part of the healing journey. It's part of
yeah,
me healing. It's not
it
just
is.
about eating the food and doing some movement. I need to fix me inside as well. And this is all part of that healing journey.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and just like it's just like, I've been through a lot of, quite a few years of going to therapy because I'm doing well now, but when I
mhm,
was in my early 30s, and I think you know this about me, I'm not sure, but I had a complete nervous breakdown and I ended up
yeah,
in a psychiatric hospital.
yeah,
um, I spent quite a few, at least a couple of years after that, going to therapy very consistently, like weekly. And it's very scary, and it can be physically exhausting to be honest with yourself and to actually verbalize things. And so I have maybe a little bit of a taste of what you might be feeling because I remember feeling that way. It takes a lot of courage to
yeah,
actually speak the truth about what's inside of you that you've been pushing down. But it's very liberating. And yeah, I can't tell you how many times I was in my therapy sessions crying.
I think it's gonna be a lot of that this weekend, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You're gonna be surrounded by amazing people who love you and support you, and
yeah.
everybody around the world who knows you is there. We've got your back.
Thank you. Yeah. But the other thing I'm nervous about is cooking for these amazing people, like, I
Yeah,
mean, you see Bella's cooking videos, like, she's just amazing, and then Kerry with his, smoking this, cast iron this, and, like, whipping out these amazing roasts and
yeah,
steaks, and me with my little frozen steak, I stick it in the air fryer, 10
yeah,
minutes, done, and
yeah.
it's, quick and easy and then forget, where these guys, they put a lot of and even I think, Adam does his smoked tallow in the smoker and all this kind of stuff. So I'm hoping we can sort of squeeze in some cooking lessons.
I would just right up front, I would just be telling them, okay, I think we have a great opportunity for some amazing footage of you
Yeah,
guys teaching my husband how to make these things. And
yeah,
it's and you could and it would be really cool too because Adam would be filming it.
yeah,
This is
and, like,
amazing.
we have the hose right next to the barbecue just in case my husband sets the house on fire. He cremates everything, like, so even just to teach him how to cook a steak on a
Yeah.
barbecue, like, we're Australian, he was born in England, so maybe that's the problem.
Oh my goodness.
He cannot cook a steak, he cremates everything. So it would be amazing to be able to actually have a real Aussie
And that's
barbecue
so
this year.
funny too from England cremating things because I know, my ancestry is England and the whole UK area too. And
Mhm.
I know that they do a lot of boiling, like boiling meat and stuff,
Okay,
and
yeah,
not very much seasoning at all. I feel bad for my siblings because they got my mom 1.0, I got 2.0. So the
yeah,
whole time, because they're quite a bit older than me. My sister was 20, my brother was 16 when I was born. So
yeah.
they got the bland cooking, which my mom learned from my grandmother. Like,
Mhm.
I was fortunate. She actually figured it out by the time I came along. So she actually learned, she got to be familiar with 3 seasonings: salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And so pretty much
Okay.
everything that I ate growing up had those 3 seasonings on it. So
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So we've got a nice comment here. Hey there, TK Carnivore. Yes to therapy. So much to unpack. So a question, with losing so much weight, any ideas for dealing with chafing, my body changing, new areas of problems, especially with exercise? You want to tackle that one?
Um, well, I think it's going to be worse in summer. In winter, I don't sort of sweat much and I don't have a lot of chafing or anything. I think I haven't lost enough to actually have chafing. Everything's still very compact, so it's not really moving. But I do have like problems under my apron that the skin gets very dry and itchy. And I just have like a Vaseline type, almost like a tallow consistency that I can put under there when I need it. But I think summer is going to be, with this hot weather, that's when I'm going to start to feel it.
If you have
Yeah.
a really bad chafing problem, um, just just drawing on my skincare knowledge as a nurse, is my thought is to first of all make sure whatever area you're chafing in, you start out with cleaning very well, allow it to completely dry. And that can be a challenge sometimes, especially, if you've got a lot of excess skin or whatever, but making sure, even if you have to like towel dry and then air dry for a little bit, but then they're putting up a barrier cream, to
Yeah.
protect your skin against the moisture. You can use, the diaper, stuff that you put on babies for diaper, but if that would be fine. Any sort of barrier that will protect your skin will help. You can put a barrier, you can put powder, um, and that would be my first recommendation. But you got to, before you apply the barrier cream, is you got to make sure you're completely dry. You don't want to trap
Yeah.
moisture inside. You want the moisture to stay off of your skin. So,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
actually bought my daughter some, chafing shorts, which are really cute. They're
Mhm.
from a company called Be Free, capital letter B, and then the word free.
Oh, nice.
And they've got these gorgeous little shorts, and she wears those under all her, clothes as well. And they're really good. They're pretty and little shorts, and they really help her with
Oh,
chafing as
yeah. I
well.
don't
So,
I don't wear a dress without like biking shorts or something underneath.
yeah.
I can't
Yep.
stand like Spanx or, like a girdle type thing, because it's like it's a workout just to get into those,
Yeah.
you
No, these
know?
are really nice and stretchy. I think they're made
Mhm.
out of bamboo, but that just
Mm.
it stops her from chafing, and she loves them. She wears them under everything at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
breathable
yeah.
fabrics, and,
Yes.
when it's warm, yeah, breathable fabrics. If polyester, and a lot of we nowadays with clothing, there's a lot of polyester blends, and
Mm.
polyester will hold the moisture in. So, natural fibers are better for breathable fabrics. And
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of crocheting lately, so I've been doing some research. I've crocheted 2 sweaters, like cardigan sweaters, and, um, they were kind of like getting my feet wet, because 'cause I've been crocheting for many, many years. Like, I learned when I was a child, but then I picked it up again in my 20s as an adult and kind of retaught myself. And so I've been crocheting for decades, but I've been sticking with, scarves and hats and blankets and, the shawls and stuff. And
Yeah.
I decided finally at age 56, I'm going to venture into garments.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So I made, yeah, so that I'm currently researching this whole topic of, breathable yarns.
Mhm.
And so the thing I'm getting is like natural fibers are the ones to go for. If you want it to be, light, maybe lighter, and because I live in a fairly mild climate, so I don't need super, super warm clothes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but natural fibers are good.
And would they be better to wash so they don't shrink and sort of go out of shape as well if they're natural?
It depends on the fiber, and actually there's a lot of people I'm reading online that say fiber blends, are good. So
Mhm.
just as long as you've got some natural fiber in there, it tends to be a lot better. But I mean, obviously cotton is known for being really breathable.
Mhm.
But do you like ironing? That's my thing.
No. Yeah, I'm loving the bamboo at the moment. I've
The
got the
bamboo.
bamboo bra and everything from this Be Free. They've got some really cool products
Oh,
there,
nice. And are
but
they
it's
an
all
Australian company or
they are Australian actually. So yeah, I
oh,
don't know if they ship into like overseas, but they've got some amazing products in there and it's all cotton, so it's all natural, stretchy
yeah,
and like I've got the larger sort of bust and I need something that's good support and I can't
yeah.
wear the underwire because my stomach's in the way. And so
Oh,
these are really, really handy to have. So
okay,
I feel
nice.
well supported for my size as well. So
Okay.
they've got some great clothes for the larger figure as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you, when you do exercise, do you change into something or do you just wear whatever you're wearing?
Just whatever I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not at a point where I can wear like tracksuits and yeah, pants,
Yeah.
track
Maybe
pants, I think
after
is what you
your
call them.
maybe
My
after your
stomach is
surgery.
too, yeah, everything just falls down. So I'm constantly having to hitch them up because my stomach is so
Mm,
heavy that it just, the skin, I've got so much skin there. So it's just easy just to do everything in my skirt. So
yeah.
whatever I'm wearing, I just wear old clothes around the house I've
Yeah.
got this dress that I wear and I just do everything in this what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just easy
Yeah.
to do it that
I
way.
don't change either. And the biggest thing for me is I think because I have some autonomic dysfunction, I really don't sweat. And, some people can work up a sweat pretty easily. It takes a
Mm,
lot for me to perspire. So I just I just do my walking in whatever I happen to be wearing at the time because I know
yeah,
that I'm not sweating. And one of these days, I mean, I'm gonna see if I do start sweating, it's gonna to me be an indicator of improvement in my health because I know it's normal to be able
yeah,
to perspire. And
yeah.
I had a study done, when I was in the process of getting diagnosed with my orthostatic intolerance. I had a tilt table test done, and it was a 4-part study, and one of the parts was on sweating, and they put these oh my gosh, I forget exactly, like, what it is they put on your skin, but then they put these little cups on there, and it measures perspiration, and it heats up your skin and it
Mhm.
measures perspiration, and I was convinced that it was gonna say, "Oh, she doesn't perspire," and I was shocked to find out that it came back normal, that I
Okay.
actually did perspire. So I'm like, "Okay, wait a minute, what, do I have to just heat myself up?" Which I can't do because I my heat intolerance, I'm not quite there yet with being able to do things like saunas and
Yeah,
steam baths, all that. I can't do that, but it's like, okay, so obviously if you focusedly, like, heat up an area of my skin and get it really warm, yeah, okay, it'll perspire, but yeah, normal circumstances, no, I don't, so,
yeah.
yeah.
I'd love to actually get like a sauna. I
Mm,
watch this guy on YouTube. He's on a like a weight loss challenge, not carnivore or anything, but I still love to watch other people's journeys and see how what they do to lose weight. And he's got his own sauna in the garage, and he hops in that every night.
oh, yeah.
And you just see the sweat dripping off his face, and I'm just like, oh, that might be really cool, just for your pores and everything. It
It
must be
does
so good for your skin.
feel good afterwards. If I would
Yeah,
not be on the verge of passing out, I would probably be fine with it, but because of my mast cell activation syndrome and the heat intolerance, I'm not there yet. I'm getting better,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm not there yet. So,
Yeah, well, my pocket doesn't allow it anyway, so
yeah, rewinding. Hey, so you're probably gonna catch this a little bit after we say hi. So awesome, glad to have you here. So awesome. So, okay, so we're in the middle of a step challenge, and every week, and honestly, it's not just this challenge, but every challenge, I just can't stop setting unrealistic goals for myself.
yeah, I
Oh
think we both
no.
yeah.
I don't understand why I can't get it through my head that I have to set realistic goals. And I guess maybe it's part of the learning curve of learning what is realistic. So my thought was, okay, my naturopathic doctor, he wants me to get up to um, 8,000 steps a day.
Mhm.
And I was doing somewhere between 2 and 3.
Mhm.
And I kind of got it up to maybe about 4 or so, by the time we started the challenge. I've been kind of working at it. So I figured, okay, well, if I can increase 1,000 steps per day each week, by the end of our challenge, I will get to 4,000, 8,000 steps a day, right? No, no, no. And I know we went over the whole levels of competence, and so I want to get to the point where I'm at level 4, where I am uh, unconsciously competent, where I don't even have to think about achieving that in my life, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not there. So I'm choosing to look at what I have accomplished, which is I am very consistently getting between 4 and 5,000 without thinking about it now. So that is uh, like 2,000 more than I was before I started to really like think about it. And then I do, when I think about it, it's not that difficult now to get myself maybe up to at least close to, if not over 6,000, which was my hope for this past week. So I'm I have improved.
That's a huge win to me.
Yeah.
Like, considering we were, like, getting 2 or 300 steps a day and
Yeah.
getting to 6,000, that is amazing.
Right. I was like, yeah, many days I was getting less than 200 steps.
Yeah.
So, and I know you were too.
Oh, yeah. If that.
So, yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about, like, okay, let's not set these unrealistic goals, but maybe they're serving me in some respects. I kind of go back and forth, right? Because it's like, okay, well, if I don't set that goal, would I have gotten to the point where I am at now?
Mhm.
Or would I have settled for less?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so B Doug says I'm at 5,000 usually, but yes, I want 7,500. By January, that will be my goal, at least 5 days a week. Awesome. You can do it. I think that the biggest thing is that we probably need to hang out for a while in that um, level 3 of consciously competent, where we're doing it, but we have to think about it.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. And so I don't know how long. It's probably varies for each individual as to how long they're going to be in that level, but I don't think you can force yourself to get to level 4 to do it without thinking about it. You can't force that, because that would be thinking, right? That would
Yeah.
require effort. The whole point is to get there and have it be kind of an effortless part of your day.
Yeah. And did I say it's like 27 days to create a habit? So we'd have to be doing this for, like, at least 30 days consistently for it to
Mhm.
become a habit, and we just get up and do it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think that's sort of gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I queued up
Yeah.
that video that I sent you, and we don't need to watch the whole thing, but I thought maybe I'd watch you could skip around a little bit and show the
Yeah.
one I forget his name, but it's the channel I really like. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. So, okay, HT Physio. So this is a guy, he's a physical therapist and he's an over 50 specialist. He's from the UK. And let me just kind of roll back here just so he can kind of introduce himself. And this, I sent you this early, like, I think it was
Yes.
right after a day or so after our last time we met.
There is
Yeah.
almost no evidence for the 10,000 steps a day goal that so many people have. However, walking is a brilliant form of exercise, and it's important to know what the science says about how much we should be doing it. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal exactly what the scientific data says about how much you should be walking and give you some great ideas to help you get there. My name is Will Harlow, and I'm the over 50s specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today we're going to be talking about why you should forget the 10,000 steps a day goal and what to do instead.
That's his introduction, and I don't want to, it's kind of a 10-minute video, so I don't want to go through the whole thing, but basically he goes through some history. Let's see what he has to say right here.
changes in your daily step count can make a massive difference to your health. The same study found that the average person took 3,900 steps. And what they did is they looked at the risk of heart disease for people who took more steps than that and how much it improved their risk. So we've got risk here on the y-axis, a number of steps here on the x-axis. Now the researchers found that just increasing your steps from 3,900 per day to 5,500 led to a 48% decrease in the risk of heart disease in this population, which is massive. However, interestingly, what they found is that people who did way more steps, so 11,500 steps per day, did see a further decrease in their risk, but it tailed off. So there was only a 19% difference when they increased their steps by a further 5,000 per day. So there does seem to be a law of diminishing returns, but that initial increase in steps seems to be incredible for improving your health. Before we go any further,
Okay, I forgot I should just make it full screen. So let's see. So he talked about a study, but I want to get to what he recommends.
So with all that being said, what's my advice? Well, I do think most people should try and increase the number of steps they do or the pace that they walk at. So here's what I would do. First of all, take 2 weeks and track the number of steps you currently do. Now you can either get a very cheap pedometer online or use an inbuilt tracker in your watch or in your phone. Most phones come with one nowadays, and take an average over a period of 2 weeks. Once you've got your number, you've got 2 options for what you can do. The first option is you can try and increase your steps. And what I would try and do here is increase your step count on average by 500 to 1,000 per day, only increasing it once every 2 weeks. So let's say you're walking 4,000 steps per day on your pedometer. What you would do next week is try and do 4,500 per day on average, keep it the same for the week after, and then up it again and shoot for 5,000 per day for the next 2 weeks. That's option 1. Option 2, if you don't like the sound of that because it takes more time, you can instead just increase the pace, but keep the number of steps the same. So if you're only doing 4,000 steps, you can keep it at 4,000, but make an effort to increase your pace by 5 to 10%, and again, increase that every 2 weeks. Now you can increase your pace by getting somewhere 5 to 10% quicker. That would be a great way. So instead of timing or counting your steps, you can time your walks and try and finish them 5% quicker each time you do it. Now, either way has been shown to improve health. So whichever you pick, it's a winner. But these are great ways to improve your health whilst enjoying your hobby of walking.
Okay, I think I missed the second study that he went over. I want to kind of go through that a little bit.
Interestingly, another aspect that people almost never consider is not necessarily how many steps you take, but how those steps are taken. There's a big difference between walking really quickly and doing 10,000 steps per day really slowly. You'll feel a huge difference in your heart and your lungs. Now, there's a preliminary study that was done in Sheffield Hallam University, which I found super interesting. And the researchers compared the health data of 2 groups. The first group, they asked to do the typical 10,000 steps per day, but they asked them to do it, ambling nice and slowly. And then the second group, they asked them not to aim for a number of steps, but just to do 3 brisk 10-minute walks per day. Now, those 10-minute walks were only about 1,000 steps each. So you had the 10,000 steps per day slow group and the 3,000 steps per day fast group. Now, at the end of the study, the researchers found no difference between the positive health outcomes, i.e. both groups had improved, but the difference between them wasn't massive. What they did find was that the people in the 10,000 steps per day group actually struggled to hit their target, where the 3,000 steps per day group hit it every day with no problems whatsoever. They also found a trend towards the 3,000 brisk steps per day group having better outcomes for their heart and their lungs. So brisk walking seems to be way more effective for improving health than just doing lots of very slow steps, if you can manage it. So with all that being said, what's my advice?
Okay.
I like that. And it's almost like the Dr. Sean Amara protocol. He does a lot of sprinting. So you're doing like
Yes.
a quick, fast paced exercise. Whereas if you're doing 10,000, it could take you hours to do that. If you do 3 short, 10-minute walks, better to
Yeah.
fast pace.
Yeah.
It is doable, isn't it?
It is
Yeah.
doable. Yeah. So I know I'd sent you this early on and I was really encouraged by this. I like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he focuses on people over 50 is good. He's got really good advice. And if you do watch a little more of his videos, he will specifically talk, like if you like to do different exercises, strengthening exercises, he will specifically tell you if you're over 50, you should not do this particular exercise because you are at higher risk of an injury or, if you do it this way, but then he'll give you an alternative. And
Yes.
he'll say, you can work out this same area, but do it this way instead. And so I really like that. But yeah, so after I sent that to you, I picked up the pace of my walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be one reason why I'm maybe finding it a little easier because I feel like I'm improving my stamina. So the higher pace is getting easier and I'm not pressuring myself to go a specific number of steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just getting that number of steps out of your head is difficult, isn't it? Because you still have that 10K imprinted on
Right.
the brain, and
Right.
there's no
We've been
need to have it.
Yeah, we have been absolutely just like drilled into us that we need the 10K. I was so encouraged that you can actually have even maybe a better outcomes if you just pick up the pace and don't do nearly as many steps, but pick up the pace.
Yeah.
And for those of us who work behind desks, that's so encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
And I love
barking
the
squirrel.
hi back and squirrel. Yeah, and I just love the fact that he's breaking it up. You don't have to do it all in one hit, 30 minutes. Have 10
Yeah.
minutes here, 10 minutes there, or even 5, 5, and 5. So every time you get up, do that 5 minutes on the treadmill at a quick pace.
Yeah.
It does feel good when you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so encouraging for those of us who have spent decades without exercising and still have this thing cloud over our heads when it comes to exercise. It's
Yeah.
it's like the whole thing is that how do you eat an elephant? Like one bite at a time, right?
Yeah.
You don't, you can look at the elephant as like, there's no way this is too big, but one bite at a time and you're going to get there. So that's encouraging. Hey, booby goats. So she says, I used to work at the post office and I would do 20,000 steps a day, lost 40 pounds in 3 months. Wow. Hungry all the time. I wish I knew about carnivore then. Yeah. Isn't that true? It's like you're eating the standard
Yeah.
American diet and yeah, getting hungry. So she says, that's good. I'm going to work on my speed first. Yes. Good. Yeah. Now 5,000, but clock my time. Yeah. And I have, because I have the walking pad, I can just ramp it up,
Yeah.
ramp up the
Yeah.
pace. All right. So Delta Face says, have you seen HT Physio leg strength test? No, I haven't.
Oh, we'll have to give that one a try. My leg strength is crappy, so I definitely need
It's
to.
hard. Oh no. But it's a test. So elaborate a little bit for us. Like, is it, so it's to test your leg strength? So that would be my question. Oh, thank you. Uh, yeah, so that's November, right? So a year from now? So are we both planning on coming to Florida? Are you going to try to come to Florida, Lindy?
We'll have to see how I go financially. If the funds are
Yeah.
there, I'll definitely be there. But there's also Montana in July, so I
Yes.
probably can only do one event. So I'm going to have to weigh up my options as it gets closer to the time, and to see how the money is. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
would like to come down.
it would, yeah, and maybe it would be really nice if we can help you come. That would be so awesome because I know people
Yeah,
in the US want to see you. But I'm hoping to come to Florida. I've already told my husband, we need to go to Montana in July. So that's, so Todd, for those of you who aren't aware, Todd Bachnes, the carnivore cure, our buddy Todd is going to be hosting a big event over the 4th of July, big carnivore event and tons of fireworks and, all American celebration. And, yeah. And so the plan is it's going to be a big old huge carnivore meetup. Do you know already, do you know who all's coming at this point or who's committed to come?
Pretty much everybody. But
Yeah.
then I hear that Dr. Chafee's getting married in July as well. So I need to find out when that wedding is happening. So whether that's going to conflict with it, because I think that's all fairly
Yeah.
new.
Hopefully he's
Yeah.
not coming over the 4th of July weekend or
Yeah, well,
whatever the day
it's
is.
my birthday on the 1st of July. So I was
So
really,
yes.
yeah.
So you
So
gotta
I'm
come
gonna,
early enough. Yeah. So we can all celebrate your birthday.
yes, I want fireworks for my birthday because, yeah, we can't do them here. You need a permit to let off fireworks. So
yeah, I don't think that I don't think this is an invitation only because Todd invites the whole town.
yes, not invitation only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just show up.
you just show up.
Yeah. So you can always connect with Todd too to get details and stuff. And he'll probably be promoting it on his channel, I'm assuming, as it approaches. But
Yeah.
I know he did the big event this year for his whole town. And once everybody heard about it, we're like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, we all said
wanna
we
come.
want to come too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So yes, a few steps at a time. Couldn't walk the next day when I started. Now I naturally find some days I walk faster, which is, fantastic. That's the same thing that happened to me too. It's like I could barely walk when I first started and I was stumbling and tweaking my knee and yeah, that's amazing progress. Okay, so Zelda Faye says you stand from sitting on edge of a chair. Test is to sit back slowly back down in control, taking 4 seconds. The real test is to do it on one leg. Oh my goodness.
No, that's not happening.
I
Yeah, I
would
got too much
probably
weight.
take a second and I'd be on the ground.
Yeah.
But you could probably work up to that, I would hope. I may try that. That does sound kind of hard. 4 seconds. That could be the longest 4 seconds.
So it's like an isometric exercise in a way because you're
Yeah.
using your weight to lower and stand up again, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm assuming that means that if you're over 50, if you're strong enough, you should be able to do that. But he has stuff. I think he has stuff that talks about balance and there's so he really, if you want to work on strengthening, he's a good channel to do. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've subscribed. He's got some really good videos. So
Yeah. And he seems like a really nice guy. I had reached out to him early on to see if he would come on and never heard from him. These people, they're just like they're busy. Let's see. So she said, watch his explanation he posted this week. Oh, okay. So it's probably a more recent part of his channel. Okay, cool. All right, good. Well, we'll definitely check that out for sure.
Yeah.
So okay. So how did you do this week?
Yeah, my week hasn't gone too well because I haven't been home again. But Monday we had the hospital visit and for my daughter, and she didn't get the best news, so she asked me to sleep over that night. So then I came home Tuesday, and then I had to catch up on all my work. And then Wednesday, I'm back at her house. Then it was my daughter's birthday that night, and then I had to sleep over. Came back home yesterday, and I planned to do all my walking yesterday. And my daughter rings me up and says, "Oh, the market is stuffed up. Can you go to the flower farm and pick up roses?" Oh, it's an hour there and then an hour back.
Oh, wow.
So, I was 4 hours in the car yesterday. So I didn't feel like walking when I got home. I was so tired. And now it's like 6 a.m. now. So I haven't started my day, but today I'll have to get back on track. But I've been averaging around the 3,000. So still, I didn't get up to the 5.
But that's a huge accomplishment.
I am disappointed because I did really want to give it a hard go this week, but it's just been like full on.
So why don't you set a goal just to increase your pace?
That's, yeah. I saw the video when you sent it to me, and it totally went out of my mind until you brought it up again today. So I'll definitely try and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just increase the pace and get this 10,000 out of my head. And this is why I keep setting myself up for failure, because I'm aiming for 10,000. It's like I don't need to. I just need to do the quick pace and just a few minutes every day. And I admire people that can go and pump it out in the gym for an hour or two at a time, and they love it. It's not me. 5 minutes I want to be over and done with and still have that impact. And I think I need to do the quick pace in 5 minutes to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
that's more sustainable.
Did you see Rose's Facebook post yesterday?
No,
Okay. Oh my
I
God.
haven't been on the social media.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this up. So I'm going to have my face kind of looking someplace else for a moment, because this is like, I love this woman. She is just so, oh gosh, it's going to make me log in. All right, let me see if I can remember my login here, my password. But okay, so if anyone who's been around for a while, I did have Rose on one of the days that you couldn't make it. I'm looking up my password because it's always automatic on most of my things. But Rose came on the channel that I think it was the first time that you couldn't make it, and she hung out with me. She's always very encouraging. Fitness is her thing, and she's I think she just turned 57, so she's basically
Wow.
my age.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if it's going to let me log in. What is my okay? Check. Oh, great! It's going to make me do a device notification. Okay, this is worth the wait, you guys. Okay, where did it send me that notification? Okay. I don't know, where did it send the notification to? Sometimes, oh, here we go. Someone's trying to, yes, it's me. There we go. Okay. Finish. Okay, waiting for approval. So, okay, there we go. It's finally, my goodness, it took forever. It's finally letting me. So I'm going to find her and show you guys Rose Coates. Here we go. No, I don't want to send her a message. Is it just me, or am I getting like not tech savvy at all? Facebook changed.
Yeah, they get harder all the time, don't they? They change things, and then you've got double authentication and click this and put a PIN number in. And
things. Okay, hang on. Here we go. I found Rose's profile here. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen here, because I always love promoting Rose, because I just find her to be such a bright light in the world. And she does have a YouTube channel, which needs to grow, but this is her Facebook page, and she was over 300 pounds, and this is basically her now. She's always in the fitness. So, okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to go back to the beginning. That made me smile so much when I saw that yesterday. And she had just been doing this hot workout. Mm-hmm. You can see she's like sweating, right? And then she posts that, and I'm like, I just love her. She's like my fitness goal. Like, I just like look at her and go, okay, these are the goals. I mean, she can show that you can be, 57 and just really fit. But she's been working out her whole life. So it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree. She's awesome. But
Oh, maybe we should have her back on when I'm here because I haven't actually met her yet. So it'd be lovely
Yes.
to have a chat with her. So maybe we can invite her on maybe next month or something, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can start our next challenge, and she can help inspire us, especially for Christmas. Like, how are we going to be with Christmas? If things are busy and hectic
Right.
now, it's going to be even worse next month.
Yes, yes, and
Mm,
she is such, and she's a coach, so she's very good, and she can meet you right where you're at,
mhm.
and always very positive and encouraging. And I mean, she's the one that when I had her on in your place that day, she was really just encouraged me. Can you do 3 minutes? She
Yeah,
doesn't say every day. She said, "Can you just, like, pick a day and exercise for 3 minutes?" And,
yeah,
she's, like, really into just baby steps, like, do what you can where you're at, but do a little bit more than what you can currently do. And, yeah, so she lives in Washington State. She's
mhm,
so I know you're not familiar with Washington State, but I live, north, kind of near Everett, so about 20 miles north of Seattle, and she lives in Tacoma, which is maybe 10 or 15 miles, maybe 15 or so miles south of Seattle. Maybe even
mhm.
20 miles. I don't know. Anyways, maybe even farther than that. But anyways, we do meetups. So, she came up, let's see, we met kind of in the middle for a meetup. We went down to Tacoma last time, and then we're coming up my direction for our meetup in January. We're going to go to Foco de Chao.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of missed out here 'cause being in Australia, I don't know many carnivals in Melbourne. They're usually all in different states, so it's really hard to do meetups here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
found one, and I did meet her for coffee once, and yeah, we did have share a coffee together. That was nice, but
nice. Well, hopefully that'll change. I'm really encouraged by just the focus on health. And I know that, here in the US, regardless of what people, feel politically regarding the election, I do feel that hopefully we can all come together on the focus on health.
mm,
And because I really believe that that's a good goal to have, is we want to make
yeah.
America healthy again, but we want to make the whole world healthy.
Yes, we
And
wanted to filter down to Melbourne at least, so
yeah, and I know a lot of
'cause
a lot of, a lot of times people are watching to see what the US does. And unfortunately, I feel like our garbage diet is probably responsible for a lot of it, filtering around the world. You know,
yeah,
I mean, all these unhealthy eating establishments, a lot of them started here, and our way of eating, the Western diet, caught on all over the place. And I think that we've been really responsible, well, I mean, everyone's responsible for their own, but I think we've been the impetus for a lot of the poor health that people are experiencing. So
yeah.
I hope we can turn it around.
Yeah, and
Really.
what's sad is that, I've got a amazing weight loss story, and when people see it, they're like, "Oh, well, I didn't have that much weight to lose, so I don't need to do carnivore." And it's like, no, it's not about the weight loss. Look at all the people that are healing other
Yes.
conditions, and
Yes.
they don't see the big picture. So sometimes when I don't like to share my story too much because people are just like, "Oh, I don't have a lot of weight," and even my family, extended family, they all say that. "I don't have that much weight to lose, but I'm good. I'm so proud of you." Blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you've got you've got
Yeah.
depression, you've got anxiety, you've got thyroid issues. Yeah, these are things that carnivore can fix as well, but they're
Yes.
not interested. They don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it, and it frustrates me so much that they just look at the weight side of things,
Yeah.
from my perspective anyway. So people are always like, "Oh, you must be inspiring so many people." And it's like, no, I'm not really. I'm like, all
Well,
these people with
when the documentary comes out, that'll be an opportunity for them to watch the whole documentary, because I'm sure they're going to want to watch it because you're in it.
yeah,
you know,
hopefully.
and
Yeah.
they're going to hear all the stories, the amazing healing that's taking place with people that's not
Yeah.
weight related.
I hope so, and that's
Mhm.
why, it's so good that they're doing a cross section of different conditions in there. So it's not all focused on the weight because it shouldn't be. There's so
Right,
many more benefits of being carnivore.
right,
Um,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's the hope, is that, I mean, that's why it's not an obesity film.
Mm.
You know, it's a healing humanity. It's wherever you're at in your health, you know, you can get healing. And, you know, I hope that message comes through very strong, loud and clear, because
Yeah.
that is the message. And even with Carrie, I mean, yes, okay, he lost 100 pounds, but a lot of it, he lost some of it on, you know, ketogenic diet and lost the rest of it on the carnivore diet. But for him, I mean, his mental health improvement was insane, and to me, his heart improvement is incredible. I mean, the fact that he,
Yeah, and that big tub of medications, it's
oh
out the window, all gone. It's like, that's what it's about. Like all those medications that he was
yeah,
taking, and he doesn't need them anymore.
right, right. And people talk about how, oh, it must be expensive, but look at what you're paying for doctor's visits and prescriptions. And yeah,
Mm,
it's literally, it's not that expensive. And when you're only buying meat and eggs and, you know, and if you do dairy, but you know, that's all you're buying.
yeah.
So there's all this other stuff that you're not buying.
But you'll
Yeah,
be taking the medication and doing everything the doctor says, and you're depressed and you hate your
right,
life.
right.
And now look at him, he's out there on his farm, he's going for walks barefoot down
Yeah,
the track in the snow
yeah.
and
He was taking all the
doing,
medication and he was still sick.
yeah,
Yeah, and the fact that his heart murmur disappeared, and it was from early, like, I think he said it was from birth, yeah, this heart murmur,
yeah,
that blows my mind because before I was a GI nurse and when I worked in the hospital, I worked in cardiac, and so never heard anything about, you know, a congenital heart murmur going away. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, because it's usually a valve issue, you know, and valve issues don't correct themselves based on what we're taught. It's like once you've got a valve issue, you've got a valve issue. So it's pretty incredible, you know, that he could actually have his, you know, doctor going, wait, no more murmur.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So, yeah, so I hope that, you know, your family will watch the whole thing and, you know,
Oh, I'll make them. We're gonna sit down and watch it together.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
got no choice. Everyone can watch it with me. So, yeah.
So we need to make sure that you are able to fly over for the premiere because I know Carrie,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I've
mean, so regardless to where, I don't know, I mean, we don't know for sure where all it's going to show, but I think we're going to do like a red carpet event at his theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that would be amazing.
Yeah. And have an
Do we have a
actual,
date? Like, is it next year or
no,
the
yeah, we
no.
don't know yet for sure. I mean, I'm hoping it'll be next year, you know, because I think that it's the timing is great with
Mhm.
all of the health focus and stuff with people. I think it's a perfect opportunity to launch this on the world.
Oh, well, if I can't make it, hopefully they can, live stream me in there so I can watch.
Yeah, well,
They've got technology,
I
yeah.
hope you can make it. I really do hope you can make it. So here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You just need to get a guest visa or something and just kind of hang out for about 6 months in the US so that you can get all of the events in.
Oh, that would be amazing, yeah. If I could bring my whole family, I'd be there in a flash.
Yeah.
Both girls wanna come along as well, but
Oh, that'd
I
be
don't think,
great.
Catherine could stay away for 6 months with her shop,
Right.
unfortunately, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So,
But yeah, that would be awesome. So,
yeah.
okay, cool. So we've got this was this week 3 or week 2? Can't even keep track. Did we was this was our week 2 update, wasn't it?
I think week 3.
Was it week 3? Oh my
Week
goodness.
3.
I have no clue. My timing is just completely off. Okay. All right.
So
So
got
I
one
think,
more.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that for myself, I'm gonna keep the working on my pace and the
Mhm.
speed and you know, not worry so much about the steps, but try to make sure that I get at least the 3 shorter brisk walks in a day. And we'll see. I mean, you know, it adds up. You said that when you started getting the 30 minutes out of your mind and just started doing smaller beat, you know, little stints on the it adds up.
It does add up, but
Mhm.
I think I did definitely need to increase the pace. So still do what I was doing, but increase the pace, and
Yeah,
that eventually you get more steps in when you increase the pace anyway. I didn't even
exactly.
think of that. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, so I
Right.
can still do 5 minutes at a faster pace is gonna give me more
It's
steps,
going to give you more steps.
and 5 minutes is doable for me because
Yeah.
my mind goes, "Yeah, I can't stand on the treadmill or do anything for any
Yeah.
longer." I start to panic and think of all the things I need to be doing,
Right.
but
But
yeah.
yeah, 5 minutes is totally doable. And you have it in a place where you can hold on to something.
I've got it actually in the room next to here, and it's right
Okay.
near the window. So I've got the window ledge, which I can
Okay.
hold for balance. So if I need that, I've got that to just grab. But I'm okay now. I seem to be okay walking, but if I increase the pace, I may need that window ledge. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That was my concern, is that I didn't
yeah,
want you to lose your balance.
yeah,
So maybe work gradually, increase the pace, make sure that your balance is okay with each level up.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
I
what I'm
know.
gonna have to do is get a couple of really good songs. So maybe we need a Spotify playlist or something where we can put our
Yeah.
favorite walking songs, and then just like instead of counting, setting my alarm, which I just have 2 songs. So I have to go for 2 songs, which is
Mhm.
probably about 6 minutes, aren't they? So yeah. So I have to walk for 2 songs, and that's doable then, and then I can sing along as well, and
Yeah.
keeps my mind busy having some really loud music to listen to.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
you can always start with the infamous "We're Walking on Sunshine."
Oh, I hate that song.
I know. It's a little overdone.
Yeah,
It's funny.
yeah.
There was a movie that, oh, my husband left the room. I was going to ask him. I'm trying to think about it. It might have been an 80s movie where, and if any of you think of this, there was a um, clip of the movie where that song was playing, and there was a guy on a treadmill, and the treadmill was going so fast that he went flying off the treadmill. And so like that picture came to my mind.
Yeah. No, it sounds about right. Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
not a
and I
song to
remember
play.
it was kind of a funny sequence in this movie that included that song and him flying off the treadmill. So but yeah, that would be great. I know I like to exercise with a song playing, and I'm gonna like it's because I'm like, I'm gonna exercise through this song, or I'm gonna do 2 songs or whatever. So I don't know. What's your
Yeah.
taste in music? Like, what kind of music do you like?
Gosh, I like a bit of everything. So I love all my daughters they've got fantastic taste in music, and they've actually been listening to a lot of the older stuff, so a bit of
Mm,
hard rock and things like that. But
mm, mhm.
yeah, I like you should see my collection. I've got even Doris Day and Dean
Oh,
Martin because of the
nice.
Italian stuff. I've got all that stuff, but then I've got all the hard rock, and then I've got a bit of gothic music. Like you name it, I've got it in my playlist.
Yeah,
So yeah, but just to
yeah.
have a fitness one, I think would be good. I
That
don't
would
know
be
if I've got
fun. Yeah. I
yeah.
I, I like a wide variety of music too. I think I love classical music, and I love symphonic metal, and I think
Mhm.
symphonic metal incorporates a lot of classical music in it, which is probably why I like it. And I mean, a lot of people have heard, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, right? Which is your really, I mean, they do all that Christmas music. Have you heard them?
No, I don't know what it is. No.
Oh, you gotta look up Trans-Siberian Orchestra, like
Okay.
Carol of the Bells or something. We went to a concert. They tour, but they're symphonic metal, and so symphonic metal it's metal, but it is backed with orchestration, and it's beautiful. I mean, I love it. It's like really energizing, and yeah. Let me see if I can find since we're here. Let me see if I can find Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and they have kind of an electric show. I wanted to go. Um, Here we go. Trans-Siberian. See, all I had to do is type in TR, and
And
it
it came
came
up.
up. Let me see if I can find them in concert. Okay, here we go. Let me just get it queued up here. All right, and then you can see a little bit of what they're all about.
We have not heard of this.
Oh yeah, this is from a crowd. So,
Amazing light show.
yeah, it's crazy.
Very visual, yeah.
Yeah. See, it's got the bells, it's got the horns.
Wow. Is there like a spaceship or something above? Was it
Yep.
just lights?
So, anyways, so that's basically who they are.
Wow, it's very theatrical, isn't it?
Oh my
It's not
gosh,
just
yes. So we
yeah.
went to we went to a concert of theirs quite a few years ago, and all these components of the stage like move up and down, and then they have this thing like it's the drummer, and this is other concerts have been that way, but the whole drummer is like secured into this this device, this arm that moves out way over the crowd, and it can kind of tips over, and it's crazy. But
Wow.
yeah.
Jeez.
Anyways, yeah, so I like symphonic metal, and I like classic rock, and but I will a lot of times I'll listen to, like in my car, I've got classical music that I like to listen to, and yeah, so and I do like contemporary pop music and stuff too. Not all of it, but I like some of it. You know, I like music
No.
that energizes me,
Yeah, feel
or
good.
moves me. Yeah, or moves me. So I didn't realize. Oh, so last night we'll wrap it up. But last night, Dave and I went to a candlelight concert in
Mhm.
Seattle, and it was beautiful. I should have queued up some pictures or something because we did a picture. Let me just see if you guys can even see this picture of us. Uh, let's see. We got a picture of us on the stage beforehand.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
but
it's
the stage was
beautiful.
just full of yeah, just full of candles.
Yeah.
And it was a string quartet it was all Hans Zimmer movie tracks.
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Hans Zimmer. And they ended with the Pirates of the Caribbean, the famous track from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mhm.
And it was beautiful. But I've gone to concerts where it's all just instrumental music.
Mhm.
And that's how I found out that a cello solo will make me cry involuntarily.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
It's
that's
like,
gorgeous.
yeah,
Yeah.
we went to see, are you familiar with the Piano Guys?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. You need to look them up. They're called the Piano
Okay.
Guys. Yeah, they have some incredible videos where they got really famous when they did this series where they went to all of these like the 8 wonders of the world like type locations and filmed them playing. Like they did one on the Great Wall of China, and they like beautiful locations. And it's just basically two guys. Well, sometimes there's four, but beautiful. And the one guy is a cellist. So we went to their concert. They were here in Seattle, and it was at their concert with the guy that did the cello solo that I found out that it will make me involuntarily cry. I was just sitting there, and all of a
Oh.
sudden I've got tears flowing down my face.
Yeah,
So
that's real music when it hits you, you feel it. So that's cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So okay, so we'll have to put together a playlist for our walking, and pick out some stuff that we can share with each other. And yeah, so
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Good deal. All right. Very good. Thanks everybody for joining us. This was fun, and we will be back in a week.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. Have a great week,
All
everyone.
right. Yeah.